Seating Planner is an application within the MISBIS HTG Manager online system. This application allows teachers to create learning groups, view assessment data, have access to question monitoring, intervention groups, and view class analysis. The system provides the ability to create a physical group, which is actually the physical layout of the classroom. So the system provides a simple grid, a list of pupil learners on the left-hand side and the teacher on the right-hand side. All that is required is to drag each of the learner pupils into one of the cells to create clusters of desks and to position the teacher. Once this is done, you have a physical template of the classroom layout. You save this template and it provides you a physical position of the learners within the classroom. You have virtual grouping as well. So once you've got the physical position established, you can use the filters and the other functionalities of the system to provide virtual groups. This particular functionality allows you to view the full status or the summary of the status of the attainment and progress of the class by looking at the traffic lights at the top: red, amber, green and purple. Green indicates that these are the learners that are on track, amber indicates the learners that have just slipped behind, and purple are the ones that are exceeding their expectations. So you have your physical layout of your classroom, and if you select one of the colours, it instantly identifies that these two learners are significantly slipped behind their current expectations within their educational flight path for this particular subject. By clicking the purple, you identify the learners that are exceeding their position, and you can select a number of colours at the same time to identify those that are on track, slightly behind, and those that are significantly fallen behind their current position. Social criteria can also be selected to identify, should the need be required, to identify learners who are on free school meals, English additional language, or those with special educational needs. The social elements are extracted from the current MIS system, so all the options within the MIS system will be available within the Seating Planner as a drop-down functionality. Levels or intervention groups can be created again by looking at the physical template of the classroom, and you can actually pull up the marking schema of that particular class. As you can see, the marking schema starts at A and goes all the way down to X minus. The grey cells within the marking schema have not been allocated to any of the learners within that class. The cells with a white background are the cells that have actually been allocated to the learners. So if we select a C minus, which is a weak C, and a D, we end up with two learners. Two learners are actually just slightly behind or could actually achieve a certain level if an intervention plan was provided. This allows you to select the high attainers, medium and low, and to understand the delivery of the subject within the different learning groups within the class. Class view, automatically within the student learner card, you can pull up all the criteria appertaining to each of the learners on a single physical template of the classroom layout. You have the name, you've got the notes, should the teacher have appended the notes, and you've got the photos if the photos have been made available for the system. You've got the target grades, and you've got the actual grades taken from the assessment module. You've got the attendance, position to date, you've got behaviour, effort and homework, should these have been triggered within the MIS system. And you then go to assessment class view, So the class view is simply the physical class with all the information there. You've got the summary of the class. You've got the intervention being able to select certain criteria to identify the learners within the classroom. And you've also got, if the site is also using the student tracker, direct access for this class through to the assessment manager to see the criteria of all the information logged in real time as part of the assessment cycle. Assessment data student view. So click on the student and the full criteria of that student is made available across all the subjects, all the criteria and the particular class in question. It also provides, if you click the S button, the full social criteria of this particular learner. It also enables the teacher to create notes that will be assigned and viewable by that teacher. Then what you have is that you've got a list of all the courses and subjects, you've got a list of all the groups and classes, you've got a list of all the teachers that are delivering it, you've got all the targets of the different subjects for this particular learner, you've got the current position or the predicted position depending on the assessment cycle and the assessment criteria the school adheres to, and then you've got the behaviour, effort and homework. Again, if these have been used within the HTG Manager MISBIS student tracker, these will automatically be made available seamlessly within Seating Planner. Question Monitor. This enables the teacher to ask a question and mark the outcomes of the question when it's directed to individual learners and students. So you click the Lesson Monitor on, and you hover over a student and you've asked the question and there's an outcome, either a tick, green, or a cross is red. And as you go through the class, you can then view and see which student learners have actually got the question right and which student learners have got the question wrong. A slight variation to the question monitor is random select. This enables you to randomly select. So you put the question monitor on, random select. The random select will go through the physical template of the classroom and stop on a student and turn that cell amber. You ask the question, you hover over the student, and you give the outcome based on the results of the question, and again you can see who's been successful and who has not been successful in answering the questions. Intervention grouping, levels and grades. As I've mentioned before, you have the function to identify high, medium or low attainment pupils within the class. On this particular one, we've selected a C to D+, and we've got 2 learners. Then we've got level and grade. I want to identify if any of these learners have free school meals. One does. I can look at all levels and identify who is on free school meals across the piece. So these might help with the intervention and the delivery or the different types of work being provided to the learners by having instant access to this information. Seating Planner application is part of the MISBIS HTG Manager online system that provides instant access to simple, clear and precise information.